And boom, boom, just like that. We are live. We are live, everybody. Welcome to Red TV in Conversation. I'm Peter Clark, and welcome you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time, thank you very much. If you've come back, you know what's coming up, so I appreciate that too. We are live on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and where else are we? LinkedIn, Twitch, whatever the kids are doing.com. We're probably out there doing that too. So pretty excited today. I'm always excited. I'm a pretty pumped guy, but there's some people that you meet in life, and you just want to have a conversation with them. And this is such a person. And I'm gonna tell you the story behind how I met this person. I don't know her. I know her, but I don't know her. And I met her. She's a very special person. So this is a very special show, everybody. That's why you're seeing the Philanthropy Channel in the background here. We're going to be talking about some really cool things, very inspiring things. And but I met this person through a good friend of mine, a really good friend of mine, 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵. He's the owner of a company called 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵𝗂𝗁𝐿𝐿 out of Ottawa. And I remember being with him, and we were doing some sort of event of some sort. And he was telling me this story. He said, I met this person. He said, I'm just head over heels. He said, I just met this person as soon as I saw her. I was like, and he was going on to this story, and he was like 14 years old again. It was just so cute. It was so really cool. Just so I really appreciate that. And then lo and behold, they go out and get married and make one amazing couple. But my guest now has a new journey. She's on a new journey right now, and a very inspiring journey. And I just love talking to people like this, people who inspire me. And I just can't wait to talk about a few things with her. And we got a couple surprises for her and all the kind of stuff. So everybody, look at that beautiful person over there. Please welcome, will you, everybody, Joanne Plouffe. I knew I was going to say that wrong. Plouffe. It's Francais, everybody. Plouffe, Francais. JoJo to her friends. I'm a friend. JoJo, good to see you.
Thanks for having me on your show.
Are you kidding? Of course. Look at you. You're like a rock star. Look at your hair. I mean, I'm a hair guy. You know that. I'm a hair guy. So that looks awesome. And the guitar in the background, like myself, right?
Yes.
I see it back there. I know you play classical guitar, which is fantastic. Yes. So I'm glad to hear that. Listen, you're looking great. So glad that you're here with me today. And I appreciate the fact that you're willing to have this conversation, because I just think it's an important conversation that we should have. And there's many subject matters out there in the world that get enough attention. And I'm not sure if this one does or not, but I certainly want for us to play our role in having that conversation. So before we get started, let me just throw up a couple things about you. First of all, here's how people can connect with you on LinkedIn, everybody. If you're on LinkedIn, this is how you can get a hold of Joanne and connect with her if that resonates with you. And of course, we're going to have other websites and so on where we can talk of how people can reach you. So let's start with this. First of all, always start with this. Besides what we're going to talk about, your beautiful husband and your family, everyone healthy and safe when it comes to the COVID thing. Everyone okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. That's really important. I mean, it's just super important. It's been a very tough 12, 15 months for people. So I want to make sure that we ask about that because there's a lot of people who've had some challenges with that. So that's great to hear. That's great to hear. Okay, let's talk about, before we jump into, the real subject that we have here at hand today, let's talk about a little bit about you and just your day-to-day life, professionally speaking, because we are going out to LinkedIn, and I know you are associated with your husband's company or Terry's company, 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗏. So you play a role there as well. Just talk to us a little bit about, you work with the government of Canada on the IT side. So tell us a little bit about that, and a little bit about 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗏 as well. Tell us a little bit about that.
First, with 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵, I'm just the business manager.
Oh,
So
just
yes, yes. So more on
counting the
the
money.
yes, on the administrative side.
Yes.
And it's only a little role for now because I have another occupation and I
Sure.
work with a IT government agency and I'm an executive assistant and it's a busy place. And I used to work full time, but because of my challenges, I'm down to 4 days a week right now. So
Wow. Well,
that,
four.
yeah. So
That's not jumping too far down. That's that's not
yeah,
pulling back too much, you know.
it
Four.
wasn't my, yeah, it wasn't my choice, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I understand.
so,
No, I understand completely. So,
yeah.
no, thank you for that. I wanted to make sure that we recognize, you know, like I said, you're still
Mm-hmm.
working full time. You still keep your
Mm-hmm.
career. You're doing all these kinds of things. You know, before, you know, I really want to dig into your story a little bit. But before we do that, I'm going to play a little video. I found a video of you. Like you're a rock star. So it's not too hard to track you down. Like you're like a rock star. So I'm going to play a little video and that will put it into context a little bit about our conversation and where we go from here. Okay. So I'm just going to play
Mm-hmm.
that right now for everyone to watch. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about your fighting attitude. We'll talk about that. Have a look at this,
Yeah.
everybody. We'll be right back to this.
I usually fight to get better. That's Joe. That's who I am. I'm a fighter. Obstacles, I can always surmount that. But with Parkinson, you can't. Hi, I'm Joanne. My friends and family call me JoJo. I play classic guitar. And I love being outdoors, so I hike, I ski. So the more I do, the more I feel better.
Oh, I remember it was like a bolt of lightning hit me. I was sitting in a Starbucks waiting for her. She walked in and I turned around and it was just like my heart stopped. And yeah, the sparks flew big time. And I don't think they've ever stopped.
It started in 2019 after a fall down our stairs. I fell, I tripped, and I remember being at work and going to see my boss, and my hand would shake tremendously. And she said, "Well, are you stressed?" I said, "No, it's not stress causing this. I don't feel stress." I said, "I'm just shaking." So I went to the doctor. At the end of the assessment, the neurologist looked at me and she said, "Okay, you do have Parkinson."
It's like a system. The diet, the exercise, the medication, and the attitude, they all work together to create the right environment, the right conditions to be able to get into a state, I think, that where the body starts to heal itself.
And then adding this boxing for health, OMG, it's the best thing. Physically, mentally, they get your challenges. They understand. We're all at a different level, but it doesn't matter. We all have one common strong predominator, which is we need to boost the dopamine.
I noticed with her a return to joy. She would be hiking on these trails in the valleys in the Himalaya with her arms up in the air, just breathing in the air, going, "Oh, I love being out here." And you could just tell the passion was there. Since then, it's like we haven't really seen that with her until she got into boxing for health. And now all of a sudden, all of that joy is back. And it's like JoJo's back.
Ah, how cool is that? That's a great video. Well done by that company, by the way. I put the production along the bottom there. Great job by them. I think it gives everyone a little context about our conversation today of living with Parkinson's and so on. And I'm just curious from that video, you mentioned, you know, in the video that you fell down some stairs and you noticed that and then after at work and so on. When you fell down the stairs, did you think anything of it? Did you think, well, I just fell down the stairs? I mean, you just thought you had an accident, or did you feel different leading up to that point in time? I wonder.
Well, after the fall, what I didn't say in that video is I fractured my 𝘄𝗶𝗿 bone, which is a bone on the foot. I sprained my ankle. I've also hurt my left shoulder. So I had a frozen shoulder for 6 months. And I was in a cast for a few weeks. And then I went in physiotherapy, and just one day, maybe 6 months after the fall, I was at my desk and working. Suddenly my right hand started to shake. So, and it didn't stop. And so I went to see my boss, and I told her, I said, look at my hand, something's wrong. She says, are you stressed? I said, no, I'm not stressed. It's not that. And so this continued off on and off basis until I went to Barcelona with Terry. And I think we went just before the pandemic in October, or in November, sorry, in November. And when I came back, I had a pneumonia for 6 months.
Wow.
When I started to heal, then the shaking, the tremors started in the other hand, and it was nonstop. So I love gardening. I love, I'm very active. And after an exercise or after gardening, I started to be like, the tremors wouldn't stop, both hands, until I lay down on my pillow and sleep. And because when I sleep, I don't have tremors. It's only when my eyes open from in the morning to the after till I go to bed. So thank God, I'm lucky. I can sleep for now. I can sleep, and yeah. So that's to answer your question.
Yeah, no, and
That's how it progressed.
Yeah, there was a lot in there that could have distracted you from figuring out and wanting to go and find out more about it. So that's why I asked about leading up to that point in time. You probably weren't feeling very much different, but then it escalated after the fall and so on. Let's talk a little bit about Parkinson's. I'm just curious. I mean, just like many of us, I often say this about anything in life. We get super concerned about it and aware of it when it lands on your doorstep. So when something's in your backyard, you're very aware of it. Did you know anything about this at the time? Did you have any awareness of Parkinson's? Did you have any relatives or friends or anyone that you had experiences with?
That's an interesting question, because nobody on both sides had Parkinson's disease. So we don't know why I have this. And I guess the neurologist told me anybody can get it, right?
Yeah. Right.
So if I knew what Parkinson was, yes, because for a short period of time, I was a massage therapist also. So I took a lot of anatomy and pathology courses, and one of them is Parkinson's. So I knew what essential tremors were, and I knew what Parkinson's was. And, you ask a very important question, because before you get diagnosed, you do have symptoms. You have tremors, your memory, anything that requires thinking, or like sometimes even I go blank sometimes now. I forget the security code of my door. There's signs, and I refuse. I was in denial. I kept saying, oh no, it's just I'm tired, but I damn knew what was Parkinson. And for people who don't know what Parkinson is, it's a neurodegenerative disease. So, and we have dopamine, a lack of dopamine, or the cells are completely dead. So the dopamine is a neurotransmitter. So it makes us, it involves the body and the brain to move a certain way. So that's why we do a lot of movement therapy, physical therapy. We have to constantly move with the medication and with meditation. It's a whole system that we have to use. And but before getting there, there's a denial period.
Yeah.
We do, like, I was so curious. I knew something was wrong. Before I started to take the medication. It took me 3 months before I took the medication because I was in denial. And then I was sad. And then I was angry. So I said, hey, I'm going to exercise more. I'm going to do this keto diet and Mediterranean diet. And I will get supplements. And, you know, I tried everything. But there's always a turning point where you say, okay, I'm accepting this. So
yeah, I really appreciate you sharing that part of it, because I think that is probably the, I'm going to guess, and I'm just thinking about things in our own lives, you know, and anything that we've all experienced, you know, carrying whatever cross we're carrying, different sizes and weights and all that stuff. There's that period of where you're like, wow, this can't be really happening. I think it must be something else. So let me just push through this, because obviously the unknown and fear and all those things. But I really appreciate you sharing that mental journey, that the psychological journey that you had to go through to get to the point where, because what I heard there was taking that first medication was the acceptance of I need to take that medicine for this reason. So I appreciate that. You talked about what most people don't know about Parkinson's, and you're right about the idea that it's so connected to dopamine and the ability for the brain to have, you know, dopamine and create dopamine in the system and so on. And just for stats purposes for people, I'll just put it up along the bottom there. You know, in Canada, I mean, there's stats around the world, everybody. So please look them up even in your own community. You know, basically over 100,000 Canadians, you know, something like 6,500, 6,600 new cases a year are diagnosed in Canada. So they say basically if you get, you know, it's, you know, you have a 1 in 15 chance of getting it if you make it to your 80th and 90th birthday. So it's not as uncommon as people think. And I think the other part of this conversation is that people think it is when you get around 80 or 90 years old. And obviously you're not that. So the point of that is many are diagnosed over 60, but 10% of people that are diagnosed get symptoms before 50. So anyway, extrapolate on that, because I think we have to recognize that it could be there even when you're 45 or 50 kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And yes, because I'm in my 50s, early 50s. Well, I'm 52, so there's no secret there.
Don't look it, just so you know. Don't look it.
Thank
all good.
you. But a lot of, like, where the fighters, where I go and do my gym and training and movement therapy, I would say the majority is over 60, right? But recently, some people are diagnosed at 29 years old, 36 years old. And there's somebody else, you know, when you posted this in regarding Muhammed Ali and Michael J. Fox. There's another guy who was diagnosed at 36, and his name is Brian Grant. And he was a professional, NBA professional basketball player.
Okay.
And he's now 48. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because some of us with Parkinson's disease, he has a foundation, and we follow this foundation. And actually, I would say he's preaching the same message I am, that when you have Parkinson, he had the tremors too. So I don't know if he was predominant tremors, if it was that kind of Parkinson's, because there are different types of Parkinson. I didn't know this until I got diagnosed, because I did the research. And you don't see me going like, you know, Michael J. Fox does, you know, that's a different type. And bless his heart, because it's you know, when you have tremors from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., it's exhausting.
It's
Peter.
tiring.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And so I'm lucky I can sleep, but many of my friends with Parkinson, they cannot sleep. And I can just imagine how it affects your lifestyle. And with Parkinson disease, your lifestyle changes completely, completely.
Yeah.
In terms of medical care, I see more my pharmacist, my neurologist, my
Right.
GP. I go for blood work constantly. I would say I see them more than I see my family. Of course, we were in a pandemic.
Yeah.
We still have restrictions here in Ottawa, so
Yeah.
we don't go anywhere. But it's difficult to accept. I'm a woman that never believed in medication, trying to avoid the doctor as much as I could. Never went to the doctor unless something serious was happening. But no, this is something you have to accept. So you have, like, I call them my health team, right?
Yes.
So it's a health team, and that's how it works. And that's hard to accept too, because every time there's a dosage or an increase in dosage for your tremors or memory or whatever's going on, there's 2-3 weeks of adapting to the side effects.
Ah.
And that's something that you learn when you're diagnosed. The side effects of these medication, it's very overwhelming and discouraging. I had blurry vision for 2 weeks, and I didn't even tell Terry. I just, I called my pharmacist. I went to him and I said, I'm taking these meds. And he says, it'll wear off. It's okay. So don't worry. And it did. My vision is fine now.
Yeah.
But
But
this
gosh,
is
when
an
it's happening, it's
example.
overwhelming. I mean, that's
Yes.
just that alone is overwhelming right there. That change, one
And
change.
yes, exactly. So you have to accept this. It's a job on its own. It's a
It's a
job
full
on its
time.
own.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job, taking care of you
Yeah.
and making sure that the meds are the right one. Because with Parkinson, the medication does not cure. There's no cure. It treats the symptoms. That's what it does. It treats
Yeah.
the symptoms, and it makes, but you have to add the movement therapy. I keep saying, and Christine
Yeah.
𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵 is supposed to watch. Christine 𝘂𝗶𝗶𝘁 is the owner, and she created this marvelous Boxing for Health program for people with disabilities or even seniors. Some only have Alzheimer's. It's good. It's a good workout. It's a good movement therapy. They have voice therapy. They have mindfulness, yoga,
Right. I just put
high
them up on the screen there
intensity.
just so you know there,
Yes,
Jojo. I just put it up just so people can see what you're referring to. Because in the video, by the way, it showed
yes.
you, boxing and exercising and so on. So I wanted to emphasize,
Mhm.
where you go and the group that you're talking about right now. So it's called Boxing for Health, everyone, and it's Boxing for Health with the number 4.com. And continue on. No, but I see there, like, it looks like a super support group as well. I would imagine it's just as much psychological as it is physical for you. Yeah.
Yes, and that's what you have to do when you have Parkinson. That's why I'm speaking about it. I'm accepting interviews. I am capable of speaking for the moment. How long, I don't know, but maybe I'll be like I am for a while. But the truth of the matter is, when you have Parkinson, it does progress. But how fast, we can't tell. 2 weeks ago, for myself, I started to have voice impairment, and my voice sometimes there's a big difference, and the speech as well is affected now. So that's why I slowed down work. Can't work full time anymore because I have to add another therapy for my voice or speech or my face or for movements. So this is just an example of what happens. And I'm very active. I do everything. I
And
think
you
I'm
were
doing
active, by the way.
everything.
And you were active as well in the past.
Yes.
I think people, I want to make sure people know that. Like you and Terry traveled the world. I mean, every time I saw you guys with a picture, you're either hiking a mountain or you're sliding down
Yes.
some hill, or
Yes.
you're somewhere in the world doing something. And so you were
Yes.
very, very active. And like you said, you were far from the first person to take a pill or go to the doctor. Fitness and wellness was just part of everything you did. So again, this is why the psychological part of it, moving through that, is very impactful for people to understand. I'm going to take down the Boxing for Health, but I just want to put a shout out there for the owner. Just so you know, JoJo, I did reach out to her. We just didn't connect. So I reached out to her, and I was hoping she would be able to join us, but she didn't get my message in time. It's okay.
She'll be late. She'll be late. She was working on a webinar.
Okay,
so she says, I'll join later. So if you see her, let the audience know. She's amazing. She's got a heart of gold. I mean, we all have, I have Parkinson, but I'm really, really aware that some people have cancer. Some people have diabetes, depression, all kinds of other multiple sclerosis. There's a lot of autoimmune also problem disease. So I'm not the only one who, I have Parkinson, but the difference is with Parkinson, in terms of system of care, it's very, very expensive to take care of yourself. This is not free. And I have a relatively good job with benefits and all this, but still the insurance they do not cover even a quarter of what we need to do. So that's why I'm raising my voice, because I would like to reach out to even a health minister, provincial health minister, and tell her, listen, you need to hear me, because I'm doing not bad compared to my friends with Parkinson. We're all at different stages. I'm just at the beginning, but it's already progressing. And I mean, I've used all the insurance reimbursement that I could get right now. And I have to move constantly. So I can't go in physio for 4 or 5 times, be covered, and then stop. No, the Parkinson, we have to slow down we have to increase the dopamine, and that's by movement. It's by movement with medication. And it's very, very important for me. I want to be heard. I want them to, if I can make just a little change, for example, with OHIP or the insurance companies, just to cover us for a little bit more, because some people cannot afford it. And especially now with this pandemic, Christine was telling me there's somebody reached out to her, a young woman of 29 years old. Where is she? Was she probably, if you're a single mom or you have children.
Well, self-employed people, I mean, solo entrepreneurs,
exactly.
They're
suffering.
So many people. Yeah, there's so many people affected. Now, hold that thought, because we're going to talk about your impact of raising money in a second. So we're going to get there, but that's just a shout out to the health ministers across Canada. I wouldn't want that person calling me right there. So you might want to reach out to her now, just like right there. You know how to get a hold of her. You know how to spell her name. I got to get to some comments here for you, because you know what? People love you. And so it's super cool. We got Boston tuning in. Always got to love Boston tuning in. Love this. Rhonda, good to see you. Rhonda would love this show. I hope she is staying here. I know this guy. I think he's from Calgary. I think he's from Calgary. Good to see that guy. Good to see that guy. And look at Chris. Look at this. Rockstar right there. See, she's there. And we gave her a shout out, Christine, just so you know. You probably already got my voice message, probably thinking, who was that guy that called me and left me nothing? And she, so this is already cool. So love this soul already. There you go. See what I'm talking about? Love that. Here's another person loves JoJo. Marie, you know this person? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes, she's one of my. You know what happened with her? We grew up together. We went to grade 7 until high school. No, not high school, but primary school. And we used to hang out together. She'd come at my house. I'd go at her house. Do you know how we reconnected? And that's why I'm saying I'll explain the 5 A's if you let me explain this in your.
Sure, please.
Okay.
Please.
It's because, but first I'll finish my story about Marie-France. Marie-France, we grew up together. We used to go at each other's house. And when I accepted it, and I took the meds, as I just said a while ago, I decided to use my Facebook as a vehicle for not just for boxing for health, but for my friends, and to reach out to people saying, if you know someone in your family, we all have, many of them have an aunt or somebody that was diagnosed with Parkinson.
Sure.
Well, through my experience, my tips and my knowledge and the tools I use and the resources I go to, I wanted people to know. So I've never used my Facebook before, but now with Parkinson, I do. And finally, Marie-France and I reconnected with other people, other friends that we used to go to the park together, and we were a bunch of maybe 4 or 5 people always playing baseball in the park together. So now, and it's a pandemic, so we would virtually meet after they saw my post. Oh my God, the support you get when you're ready to come out and explain to people and tell the truth and saying, hey, I got Parkinson. It feels good for the individuals with this condition to come out, because there's a great thing happening. You get a lot of support and love and compassion. So, and I'll go to my 5 A's now.
Before you do that,
okay.
before you do that, just still some more hellos. We're gonna go to your 5 A's. We're gonna do that. Absolutely. I just want to make sure you see some of these people that are putting them. Here's a friend of mine, Bruce Baker. He just gave me a post, so I'll check into that, Bruce. He did a video here, edited about exercise and Parkinson's. I appreciate that. I'm going to definitely check that out, so anyone can see that. Tim is another live streamer. Thanks, Tim, for tuning in and meeting this beautiful soul right over there. I hope that resonates with you. And Andrea, there's a person from Texas, Houston, Texas. I know that your husband Terry goes to Texas every now and then with his program, teaching and doing courses with executive coaching and so on. Andrea is a rock star with a soul as big as this town I live in. So you might want to reach out to her, just so you know. She is, anyway, she's just super, super, super cool. So yeah, I just want you to connect with some super cool people. So Lori, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that so much. And and your friend Christine is here. Don't worry. Listen, we gave you a good, but we're gonna talk about your stuff more. That's for sure. You're amazing. Here's Amanda right there. Is that another person that?
This is my massage therapist. She treats me with Parkinson. Yes.
Oh,
Thank
fantastic.
Yes.
Good to see you. Amanda Lynn, is it? Amanda Lynn?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's my RMT. She treats JoJo. So yeah.
Awesome. Amanda
so
Lynn. Hey, you know what?
joined.
I just said something. I'm sorry. This is my brain. My brain goes all over the place. So you talked about, you sometimes go, listen, I go everywhere. I said Amanda Lynn. Amanda Lynn. That's like Amanda Lynn. That's why. Anyway, as soon as I said Amanda Lynn. Oh, Amanda Lynn. Okay, Amanda Lynn. Anyway, just forget it.
She's got a good sense of humor. She's very funny gal. Yeah.
Amazing spirit. Thanks, Jimmy Jam. Super appreciate that. Kind comp. Absolutely. Quick question here. I'm curious if there are any of these programs in the US. That's a great question, Rhonda, by the way. Do you know Joanne? Would love to connect and help. You guys connect online, by the way. Connect through LinkedIn, please. I think I'll put up her LinkedIn before, but connect with Rhonda. Rhonda is another rock star you want to connect with, just all about health and wellness and stuff like that. Anyway, go ahead and answer that question.
Yes. Michael J. Fox Foundation. I'm in those both communities, right? I sign up to be on a clinical trial research with Boston University, and Parkinson's Canada to be an ambassador. Like I told you, I want to change the system of care, not medication, but more on the insurance, the coverage, policies, anything they can change so we're able to continue these therapies. Some people stop literally because they ran out of money, right? They can't afford it. It's about $3,000 a year. I'm not kidding. What I'm doing is about 3 and maybe more. I'm doing everything I can, but I mean, Yes, yes.
Ancila
I'm
from
not
Houston,
kidding.
you are so inspiring, JoJo. You see, this is the point of being here, just for us to. I want to make sure that you know. I mean, you're
Yeah.
inspiring people, and people are getting to learn a little bit more about
Mm-hmm.
the entire process. And again, so Chrissy, she said, Rhonda, I'm the owner of Boxing for Health. We have an amazing online exercise program for anyone across the country or the U.S. can join. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, that would be Canadian dollars. So hey, there's a good little deal in there for you. So you
Uh,
want to check that out, that's for sure. Let me
it.
just have a couple more comments here for you. Thank you for sharing your story and
Oh,
demonstrating amazing energy, drive, and perseverance. You know this young man?
yeah. I used to work for him.
Ah,
I used to work for him, and we remained friends. And he's a
um,
great guy. So Trevor,
awesome.
I know you're watching. Thanks for joining. Thanks for
And
your
Trevor, look at the
comments.
letters behind his name. He has more letters behind his name than it actually his name. So Trevor,
Yes.
smart guy right there. There's a smart guy right
Yes, 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 yes,
and
yes.
here's another one, amazing guest for your show. But Joanne Plouffe, just so everyone, I mixed that up at the beginning. I don't. It's French. I'm
Jojo.
JoJo. That's all I know is JoJo. That's all I know is JoJo.
That's what
Absolutely.
I'm just your girl next door.
There you go. Okay, go to your A's. You had some A's to share
Okay.
with me. Yeah.
Yes.
Go on.
So my message here is I want people to, if you know somebody who's diagnosed with Parkinson, there's 5 A's and you have to go through it. It's the first one is awareness. So when we say awareness is exactly what you asked me at the beginning, Peter. You said, what were your symptoms? You know, did you, yes, something's wrong with your body. That's awareness. But I chose to deny it for quite a while, actually 2 years, and until it got worse. So this is the first A. The second A is acceptance.
Mm,
So there's a turning point, I think, that everybody goes through. You have to accept it. And when you accept it, you go to the third one, is you ask for help. So
ask.
ask for help, yes. Then you go to your resources and tools, which are Michael J. Fox Foundation, Canada Parkinson's Association, and then you try to find a movement therapy, and
Like an
that's
Amanda Lynn. You need an Amanda Lynn. Everyone needs
yes,
an Amanda Lynn. Yeah.
yes. And you have to reach out to the community who have Parkinson's. So that's why I mentioned Michael J. Fox Foundation, because those are people in the US, but still they have the same disease as I have, and Parkinson's Canada too. So they can help because they have a lot of information, lots of webinar, webcasts that you can participate. There's neurologists. There's between the community, we can chat, exchange, exchange texts
Yeah.
or whatever.
Sure.
It's called like being a Parkinson Avenger, that
I love it.
exists actually. Yes,
That's
they do
cool. I
have
love it.
that.
Superheroes. I love
And
it.
they give you information. So, and a program like Christine, Boxing for Health, oh my God, they have the best instructors, they have the best staff. There's Christine, Christy, and BB, which I don't think she's on LinkedIn. I couldn't find her, but BB is a big, we love her too. So she's very important. She's our social media
Sure. Sure.
person.
Sure.
So yeah, so that's asking for help. Now the
Asking.
fourth one
Yes.
is action. So action is you move, you take your meds, right? You
Yeah.
talk about it, you come out and you get a support system.
Mm,
You have to get a support system. Of course, your family will support you, but then you go to the community, you in a program where it's all people with Parkinson, no matter what phase they are, no matter how old or how young, and male or female, it doesn't matter. You need to be with people like you, because the first thing, sometimes the symptoms will just happen, and you can go in your class, and before, of course, we always talk before, and it's like, hey, did you get this? Or, hey, I've got this symptom, and is it normal, or is it just old age, or it's Parkinson? because we tend to be very anxious because we're always fearing, right? We always fear that the worst is just around the corner. So, so the action is to do this. And the last one.
The last one was 5. So we have, so summarizing so far to me before the last one, we have awareness.
We have awareness, acceptance, asking for help, and then we have action. That's the 4th. And the 5th is attitude.
Oh, okay.
Positive, I will say positive attitude, but you do have to adapt a positive attitude because stress, negativity do not go with Parkinson. Not at all. You have to adopt this positive attitude, like, you know, you're Xenia, the warrior princess, and you can do this. You can do this.
Like so you said, that's been proven. I mean, just not even just for Parkinson's, everybody. I mean, mental health awareness. I mean, especially has been amplified over the last 12 to 15 months, especially. But any health issue, any health issue whatsoever. As a matter of fact, just like you said, just thinking negative and being around negative energy a lot can actually cause a lot of problems in your system. Even if you're healthy, by the way.
Exactly. Right? So when I enter that gym, the first thing I say is, "Hi, folks, I'm home." And then we don't take a mopey attitude or we don't play the depression card. We have fun. We encourage each other. I always encourage them. Always. And I love it. It's just like, and you know what? A 74-year-old does the plant and push-ups better than me, who's 52. So
wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, listen, those are great 5As. I didn't have them. I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know they would have shown up on the bottom.
Surprise.
No, you surprised me. I got surprises for you. Don't you worry. Hey, let's mention about something that you're passionate about, and I'm going to bring it up on the screen here because I know that you are all about not just awareness, but you actually you walk your talk. How about that? You walk your talk. So let's go out to the website here, and I want to talk about, you're going to be doing something in the near future here, but here's the website that you might have been referring to earlier. This one is basically parkinson.ca. And, you know, anyone living in Canada, but you know what, everybody, anyone on the internet in general, just, you know, it's still a great resource for understanding, you know, what this is. And because you know, this is one thing about Parkinson's and almost every disease, it doesn't know language or borders or economic status. It doesn't know any of those things. So the fact that it's .ca, don't let that deter you from the information that can be found here. So when you look through here, I mean, there's some great information. There's a super walk coming up, because that's what I'm going to talk about in a second with you, because I know that you want to raise some funds, because the research is, like you said, we do not have a cure for this. The research continues around the world, and people need to step up, or the people that are stepping up to help, most of the time, again, is because they're aware of it. But as we talk more about it and become more aware of it, we can get more people involved, even if it's not on your doorstep, everybody. I think that's the other message here, is that you can help even if it just resonates with you. So if you look through here, I just wanted to go up. There's so many great resources here. If you can click on Parkinson's itself, and there you go. It just talks about the disease and symptoms and progression and things. So it's a great resource here as well. Let's jump over to what I was just talking about, Super Walk, which is coming up on September 11th, 2021. Let me just see if we can bring that website up. There you go. Look at that. Boom. And, this is where you can basically come and connect with, organize your own event. I know there's all kinds of lists here of tools and activities and so on. Tell us about your involvement with this, because I know that not only you're one of the top fundraisers, but Boxing for Health, by the way, is also one of the top fundraisers out of your area, out of the Ottawa area. So talk to me about this walk, and tell me why you're excited and how people can get involved with it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's supposed to be virtual, but I don't know. I say I don't know because the restrictions in September might be, lifted. Hopefully they are. But it is actually, it is one of the biggest national fundraiser. Last year, I think there was 2.4 million. And each region has a team. So Boxing for Health, we are Team Boxing for Health.
Right.
So I don't know in the other regions how it works. I've just joined the committee halfway through for the super walk. So I'm just
Yeah.
learning as we go. Of course, I didn't participate last year because I wasn't a PD patient. I didn't even look at it or whatever. I wasn't involved.
It wasn't on your radar. Listen, just what we talked about
It's
this.
just
I mean, just it's not on your doorstep. There's so much going on, and so I totally understand. I see right there though in the list of our top 2021 top teams so far. There's Boxing for Health listed right there, so that's fantastic.
We raised 74,000 last year. That's on 2.5 million. That's a huge thing. So yeah, and I think it's because we're doing social media. We have a Boxing for Health Facebook. We have a Living and Thriving, I think, with Parkinson, something like that. I probably got the words wrong. Sorry, Christine, but it's another website for Parkinson. So what we do is we recruit team members and we post everywhere, Facebook, any Instagram, anywhere we can to raise the awareness of that super walk. So
Absolutely.
Me working for government, I have amazing support from my employer. It's all I have to say is they are great. So I said it there. And your family, like my sister is a teacher, kindergarten teacher, bless her heart, because it's so hard to teach online, 4 years old. So it's just a little comment there. She's not online tonight, but yeah. So
what I like about this website, JoJo, let me just jump in. What I love about this website is because sometimes there's a disconnection between, the person raising the money like yourself. So you're going to be doing this, whether it's virtually or with a group. I mean, let's assume it's virtual, but you'll still go through the process of doing the walk. But what's so cool about the super walk setup is that they do have, look at that. You see this guy up there? Meet Alejandro. I'm going to say that again. Alejandro. Watch this. We're going to see. So this guy is set up basically as an ambassador. He's kind of like the online fundraising concierge, if you will. And he can help you set up. I'm going to test that right now. I'm going to see right now. Let's just check that right out, right there, and see if there's a real person called Alejandro. Just so we can. Let's just see, just for fun. Watch this. Let's see. There we go. Let's call him right now.
Alejandro speaking.
Alejandro, this is Peter Clark, Red TV. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for the call, Peter.
So you are a real person. This is what we need to make sure everyone knows that there's a real person behind helping out, being a concierge, online fundraising concierge. And did I say your name right, more importantly?
Absolutely.
Alejandro.
Everybody pronounces it. So it's exciting to hear.
Hey, listen, if I had a name like that, I'd run half the world right now. I'm just telling you straight out. So listen, super good to connect with you. Tell us a little bit about, JoJo was just telling us a little bit about this super walk, but I know that you're familiar with her name because she's actually, she's pretty outspoken over the Ottawa area. And of course, the Boxing for Health as well has been a big fundraiser. Yes. Yeah, talk about that a little bit for us, and then just mention how people can literally reach out to you and organize a little event for themselves.
Absolutely, yeah. No, as soon as you mentioned her name, I just recognized the name because she belongs to a big team in Ottawa, Boxing for Health, as you mentioned, and that team alone has always continued to grow year after year. And last year alone, they raised over almost $100,000. So it's really incredible to see how the community comes together for one cause, and it really motivates everybody across all of Canada in order for everybody to continue the fight towards ending Parkinson's.
Right. Oh, again, it's so inspiring. Again, I wanted to connect with you, so I appreciate you taking this call. I wanted to connect with you because sometimes there is a disconnect between people raising the money and then actually the website, and people feel great when they get to talk to like a real live human being. And so again, if people are interested in connecting and they get on the website and they're not exactly sure what the next step is, they just call you at the 800 number and you can go from there. Talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. So I manage essentially all of the Super Walk campaign. Everybody looking to sign up, get more information, run their fundraising online, sending emails, resetting their password, entering donations that can always come through me. I have a couple of ways to be reached out. You can either send me an email to alejandro.alas@parkinson.ca, or even better, if you're already on our website, you'll see in the right lower corner a chat box that usually between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Okay.
It's open and you'll get a real person to get a chat with.
Fantastic.
Or you can call me.
I'd rather talk to you. Nothing wrong with a chat bot, but man, you listen, if you got a name Alejandro, come on. I mean, I'm calling that guy.
No.
So
it's always a pleasure to connect with everybody. It really touches my heart to see the many reasons why people join the fight, and it's always like inspiring to see the human spirit grow every time they want to do more, not just for themselves but for everybody else.
Absolutely. Well, listen, my fine friend, I super appreciate you taking this call, and I hope again great success between now and September 11th of 2021. People can reach out to you. I would just reach out to you anyway, just so you know. But I think people can they can reach out to you. They can go to Parkinson.ca, and they can also go to superwalk.ca. Correct?
Correct. You got it.
Fantastic. Well, listen, it's good to chat with you. Listen, we'll do this again another time, but good luck with everything. And I hope you get like 1,000 calls from this. I really, really do. I hope you get 1,000 calls. Good to talk to you.
There.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you for having me, and good luck to everybody out there joining the Super Walk.
Thank you. Thank you, Alejandro. That was Alejandro. Bye, good to see you.
Bye.
How cool is that? There you go. See, so it's a real person, everybody. So it's a real person.
Yes.
I think that sometimes we, again, when we're trying to add up all of these ways of connecting and online and Zoom and all these things, but I just wanted to bring up the Super Walk. I just thought it was super important because I know you're passionate about raising money. We had Alejandro Alas on the phone. I just can't stop saying his name. I know.
You're so funny.
He's cool. He's a cool guy. I like it. He picked up and everything. I just love that. That's super cool. He's just a cool guy. You know what I'm going to do just as an extra pump out, because I want people to support you as well. And you know what? I don't think people are going to actually kind of see this down here, but I'm going to show you. Look, there's a donate Parkinson and everyone has their own site. So this basically, and there's too many little things in here for everyone to recognize. What I'm going to ask everyone to do is to go to Parkinson.ca and then go to, if you want to, if it resonates with you, you can actually donate directly to JoJo's page. Better yet, I'll tell you what, why don't you just reach out to JoJo on her LinkedIn, and then she'll send you the link and you can decide if you want to participate or not. It's as simple as
it's only a click.
And
and it goes to Parkinson. It goes to Parkinson's Canada.
Yeah, it's super cool. I'm going to play a little video for the Super Walk. It's only a minute long, everybody. I just thought it'd be really cool to understand and see, because I know, again, it's a big passion for you, and I just want to help you as much as I can with this conversation. So let me just play that for you, and we'll be right back. Just have a quick peek at this, everybody. It's just a quick little video of the Super Walk 2021.
So why should you support the Super Walk?
Because it gives you a sense of community.
There is safety in numbers.
It's a humbling experience.
Everyone's excited and they bond over the walk.
As I've met a lot of people at the walk that I never knew 8 years ago, and we're still we're friends now.
There is so much joy in knowing that you are not alone, and to also know that you are taking one small step forward to the cure. It's right around the corner.
I want you to know that there's a team of dedicated researchers in Canada studying this disease and hoping one day to find out things that will help us move towards a cure.
If you live almost to 90 years old, and a lot of us in this country will, you have a 1 in 15 chance of getting Parkinson's disease.
I want to see the walk be huge. That's what I want. I want to see the walk make millions. Because that's what it's going to take. Research. And research isn't cheap.
When we are there, we'll be able to look back and say that we helped make that happen.
We need you to help.
I'm joining Superwalk.
I am joining Superwalk.
I'm joining Superwalk.
No matter what, I'm joining Superwalk. Won't you help?
No matter what, we can't do this alone. Thank you for your support.
Wow. And that person over there is joining a super walk, just so you know, everybody, right there, that beautiful person right over there. Super pumped, and I hope that everyone goes out and checks it out for you and all that kind of stuff. Now we've been just chatting, you and I, but you know, there's other people involved with this story. There's other people involved with this story. You know, you always have people that are supporting you, loving you, caring for you. I have one of those in my life, by the way. Man, if I didn't have this person in my life, I'd be in big trouble. So I know this fine young gentleman that I've met this guy once or twice, and just love this guy. I mean, we have so much fun on the road. If we go on the road together and do something together, it's fun. I'm just all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it right there. It's kind of the Vegas thing. It's kind of the Vegas thing. I'm going to bring in somebody, you know, your husband, good-looking gentleman right there, 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵. How are you, my fine friend?
I'm doing fine, but I got to turn down the old light there. I feel like I'm on the
you look good, man.
Weird spotlight or something.
Hey, listen, it's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's looking good. Hold on. Hey. It's live. It's live. It's the internet. We're at the mercy of everything. We're at the mercy. It's good to see you, my friend. It's super.
How are you doing, Peter? Good to see you too.
Oh man, I super appreciate you tuning in and participating today, because you know it takes a lot of courage to do what JoJo's doing right now, which is fantastic. Telling the story, putting herself out there, and all that kind of stuff. I'll just jump right to you right now about. I saw the video, you're in the video, and I mean, you were there from day one. I mean, you got the message just as much as she did. So let's start way back there, if you don't mind. How was that moment? And then how's it been since that time? Because I think it's important for us to remember it affects everybody in the family, and you need a great support system. So take us back to that day, maybe the first few days about it.
That was a tough time. It was, I don't know if you heard that song from Rodriguez, 2 weeks before Christmas. That's actually when it was. This is when we got the news from the neurologist. She was on Zoom with us and said, that's definitely Parkinson's. And that was her diagnosis, no questions. And I think Joe and I just kind of looked at the screen in disbelief and shock. You know, it was like, you got to be kidding. Like, right. You got to have a hesitation. There's probably a little room in there, right? But no, it was really tough. And I think the next few months after that were really tough, because Joe was not ready to accept this at all. She was wanting to put on the proverbial gloves way before she joined Boxing for Health. And she wanted to duke it out. She was ready to beat this. She said, no, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to get somewhere, and I'm going to make this happen. And she went wild on her diet. She just was exercising like mad. We have a spin bike, and she was like on it constantly. And it took a while for it to sink in that there is no cure for this. And it's progressive, it gets worse. And it has, and it continues to. And so I think that it was very challenging right off the bat. But I think what she went through those 5 eyes. And I think when she got to the final eye, the attitude thing, that's the thing that I think has really turned things around. Well, actually, there were a few things: the asking for help and taking action. And then the attitude, it's completely flipped this whole thing around. It's like we were staring at the horrible side of this coin, almost like staring at a brick wall going, this is horrible. We, can't believe this. But then her attitude has really flipped that around. And now it feels like despite this,
right,
there's this open, completely like unlimited potential.
Yeah.
And that's because of the attitude.
Yeah. Again, I know that you teach executive coaching. You've spoken to C-suites and people in sales and executive positions for, and a lot of it is always about the language of attitude. So it's again, this is one of those interesting things that we normally apply it to business and things like that. But man, oh man, it's got to come home. It's got to come home when we're talking about something as serious as this. Let me ask you this right now. The journey so far for you. I mean, because I really want you to speak to, maybe the people that are closest to people that are dealing with this challenge. And the data, the stats, and you know all these things. So husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, all these things. Maybe you can speak, on their behalf a little bit here with what are some of the key things to just stay focused on as that supporting person. What's the key thing for you, or a few key things to stay focused on to help her, navigate this journey the best they can? Plus, of course, you have to navigate your own, but maybe some things that have stuck out for you over this journey so far.
Yeah, I guess it's a good question, Peter. I think if I had my professional hat on, my work hat, I would call it systems thinking. But in the real world, what it really means is that everything's interconnected, and that my wife gets diagnosed with something. We're not two separate people. We are a unit that has impact on each other no matter what. And so I think the message here for others is that when these kinds of things happen, it's not about something happening to your spouse. It's about something that is happening to you. And no matter what, the impact, the physical impact, it's going to have an impact on you. Their receptiveness to it, their awareness of it, their acceptance of it, how they reach out to other people, or whether they're going to hide inside and not want to show the world, or whether they're going to go out to their family and friends and people and say, yeah, this is my situation. I think that all of these things, they impact both of you very much, and your kids as well.
Yeah.
So the impact, the domino effect, whatever you want to call it, it's real. And I cannot pretend to know the types of physical things that she goes through. To have tremors all day long, from morning until night, the tension that her arms and shoulders and her body gets into, it's not easy. But when she walks into that Boxing for Health and she says, I'm home, and you hear these guys, it is an amazing community. These guys rally together, support each other, trade war stories about their medications and which doctors they're seeing. And the one thing that's common to them, when they're done pounding that bag, and by the way, they don't fight each other. It's just, they're working on the bag and all this sort of thing. But when they're done doing that, every one of them say the same thing. I feel so much better. Nice. And this is the attitude that Joe has taken. Here's the thing that gets me. So, like I said, I work with all of these leaders and stuff and organizations all the time. And yet the most inspiring person that I've seen is the one that I live with. And that's because she's got a neurological disease that, any insurance company out there will tell you the two conditions that they will never argue against. It's cancer and Parkinson's disease. Hands down, there's no argument, right? They don't come back and say, well, show us the doctor's note. It's undisputable. But when somebody has a diagnosis like this, and they go to a place like Boxing for Health, and they're less concerned about how they're doing, and they're encouraging the person next to them, come on, you can do it. Go harder. Go a little bit more. My God, my heart is out to that person. And I'm just lucky enough to be married to that person.
Oh, that is beautiful. JoJo, what's that like to hear? What's that like to hear that super special person there? cheering you on like that. How important
It
is it
feels,
to have someone like that?
it's essential. All I have to say, it's essential, and this is compassion. Yeah, and he's my world. So
Yeah. No, I think it's so special that you guys can share that together. A reason why I just wanted to make sure Terry came on and said a few things is because you know, again, you talked about it. You had to build a team medically. You built a team that was outside for your boxing and activities that you do. But the tightest team is, you know, right at home. And boy, if you don't have harmony there, it's a tough battle for everything. It's a tough battle. Yeah, it's a tough battle. And I really resonate about this feeling too. I really feel for people who don't have that. You know, people that might be single and maybe less. Maybe when I say single, I just mean they don't have a lot of close family that lives with them or around them. I super feel compassionate for that, right?
And it is. I see it. They're single parents or living on their own, barely moving. You need support. I don't know how they do it. Myself, there's days I can't drive anymore. Terry will drive. You know, and it's something, again, it's something hard to accept because it's my dignity, independence. But now I need a nurse. I have a nurse 24 hours that I can call when I have problems or side effects or whatever. I can call her 24 hours and she'll answer the phone and then back to the neurologist. But you need, Terry is always, I'm always there. I can always count on him. And yeah, I think now, even with this disease, Peter, I think we love each other even more than we had. It brought us together.
I would totally believe that. I would totally believe that. And you know, it's so I can't think of a better combination of people that I've met in the past that that if Parkinson's was going to pick on anybody, they pick two people that up for a big fight. So it's fantastic. It's fantastic to see because the mindset's there. The mindset is there, and the attitude is there, and so on. Hey, I just want to throw up a couple. Terry, stick around with us, of course, please, if you don't mind. If you want to stick around for a little bit,
absolutely.
Unless you you're coaching somebody that we need. but I just want to put up a couple more comments for you for sure, JoJo, because there's so many people that are just let's see, amazing. Let me see. I'm just hey, some Francais. We got to throw some Francais in there. Hey, let's do that. Let's do that. It's fantastic. Got to throw those up.
This is an RMT, another registered massage therapist that we went to the same school together. She's in Timmins. I think you're in Timmins, Mélanie. I forgot. But yeah, what it says, Je t'aime, Joanne. I love you, Joanne.
Love you. Yes. I know. I love when you pronounce the word. Like I would have said like Melanie, but you said, what'd you say again? How do you say it?
Mélanie.
Yeah.
Mélanie.
Yeah, see, if I had an accent like that, I need Alejandro's name, and I need your accent, and I would just run the world. And Andrea just threw up hola there is just fantastic. Here's a good friend of mine, Juliana here in Calgary. He's originally from northern part of England, so here in Canada right now. So thanks for tuning in and watching this show. We super appreciate that. Beautiful message, community and people. Thank you, Peter. Best of luck, JoJo. Absolutely. And Terry, there you go. A throw out there for Terry as well. And here is Mélanie. I wish I said that properly, but my God, so happy to find you guys. My entire love goes out to both of you. So there you go. Just love this. Super, super cool. And you just made her cry, which is even see, you did a little Oprah on it. You pulled a little Oprah on her.
Even my son, I gotta say this, my son was like 4 years old, and he remembers you, Mélanie. I don't know if she can hear me, but I know you're watching, of course, but he remembers you coming and studying with me. And so
that is awesome. Well, listen, we got to finish. I'm not finish up anything. I just want to get to a couple other questions. First of all, listen, this is the first of probably many opportunities for you to speak about living with Parkinson's. I just wanted to do my little part on this to amplify what you're doing. So, obviously we want to keep going right now, but I just wanted to put that out to everybody. Listen, JoJo really wants to get the message out. She's acting more as an ambassador as these days go on. And if you have podcasts, if you have, blogs or anything like that, if anyone resonates with her message and what she's trying to do, please reach out to her on LinkedIn. And again, she'd be more than happy to connect with you. I'm going to throw that up right there, just so everyone LinkedIn. Make sure you check out JoJo, and you can do that. Let me ask you this, JoJo. I think this is something that these are questions that I just love asking people in general. But someone like yourself who's been through so much, your journey, the journey of life, and not just even the last. During COVID, for goodness sake, people were dealing with the COVID and so on, and now you've had this laid upon you as well. I'm just curious about, your journey to date. What are you most proud of? What are you most proud about with your journey so far?
I think what I'm proud about so far is my attitude, my gratitude, and I feel I have a purpose now. I think now, with a bad diagnosis, the doors are opening for me, and I found a way to help others. And I'm just starting, and I won't stop. I won't stop till I can't move or can't speak anymore. I will go, I will fight, and I want to make a difference. So what I'm proud of really is my perseverance, courage, and compassion. And I found a purpose. Even though it's through a disease, I think I have a big role to play here.
I agree with you. I think it was given to you for a much bigger reason than I can even pretend to understand. So I appreciate what you said there. Absolutely. Again, it's been a tough year for most people, and I think everyone's even tired of saying that. We're so tired of everything. So I apologize if it sounds repetitive to everybody, but
it's true.
Life is tough in general anyway. And let's face it, it's tough in general. I'm just wondering for you, what keeps you hopeful? What keeps you hopeful and optimistic these days?
Love. Loving myself. And I think even though my body is not, even lately, my body is going through something, and I'm progressing. I know I have other symptoms since 2 weeks ago, but I am hopeful. They are doing the Michael J. Fox Foundation. The researchers are making progress. I am super hopeful as well, because they say maybe in 5 to 10 years, they're working on stem cells. That's recent. And with COVID, I think the science and the...
Oh, we lost some of your audio. We lost your audio for a second, JoJo.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, there you are. That's okay. No, you're back. We're at the mercy of the internet. We never panic here on live. We're at the mercy of the internet.
So
yeah. Finish your thought.
So what was your question again? I'm sorry.
You were saying you're very hopeful because of, again, the research is making progress, especially with stem cell research. It's funny you say that. It's just because we're running out of time. I found a video clip of a news, I research stuff. I found just on May 31st, a news report that came out of Australia, where in Australia right now, they have made leaps and bounds when it comes to using stem cells, when it comes to actually creating it so that dopamine is created. What they were finding, it was reproducing itself, which was causing problems, but then now they figured out actually how to turn it off as well. So clinical trials, again, close to being 5 years out, but maybe they can escalate that again. Research money and information. Everybody, this is what it's about. So I understand what you mean. There's great hope out there when it comes to stem cell research, and we're getting closer and closer. So we just need to make sure that we all, keep our fingers crossed and stay aware of it, everybody, and just put it on the, again, it's not on your doorstep. Maybe it's not so close. So I appreciate you mentioning that and so on. And yeah, that keeps me hopeful for you as well. Now, listen, before you go, we got to have some fun, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Listen, you got a guitar behind you. I got a guitar behind me, and you got like Buddha back there, and I got a Buddha. Like I was like, we are so connected. I mean, it's super cool. Now, mind you, got books back there. I own books. I got to read more books. That's but I got a library here. We just love that stuff. So Buddha, everything. Listen, but we got to get to know you. Now, I know you might have seen some of my shows. If you haven't, it's okay. But in order to do that, come up with a little this or that. Got to have a little bit of this or that. I mean, come on. You know that, right?
Bring it on. Yes.
Bring it on. Exactly. I was just thinking, and it gets us inside the mind. Right? That's what it does. Gets us mind. So I know you're a health person. So, well, you know what I'm going to do with this or that. I'm just going to ask you a couple things, and you just pick one or two. That's it. Simple as that.
Okay.
I know you're a health person, very healthy person. So I'll ask you: green tea or kombucha?
Green tea.
Green tea. Now, do you drink that during the day or before you go to bed? I'm just curious because my beautiful wife Renuka says drink it during the day. What do you think during the day?
There's still caffeine.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. But green tea, yeah, it's great for the digestive system and so on.
Yes,
how about this one?
Yes.
Right?
Okay. Wait.
How about this one? Catwoman or Wonder Woman?
Ha 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 ha. Catwoman.
I'm leaving it right there. And I see the grin above me. I see the grin right there. Look at the smile. Enough said. I don't want to know anything else, especially around Halloween. I'll leave it right there. I'll leave it right there, everybody. How about this? 60s music or 80s music?
80s music, just like your hair.
It's stuck. 1987, slippery when wet, right here. It's stuck right here. Yeah. How about this? I know you're outdoorsy, but I know you like you like good living too. So let's convertible or truck.
You know what? I like it hard. Yeah, truck. Big Ford.
There you go, right? Yeah, you guys go out a lot. You take your bikes. You go up the mountain.
The equipment, the bicycle and skiing,
right.
And
there you go. That's what I thought. Yeah, I thought that as well. That's what I was thinking. Hey, if I come visit you, which I will, if I get a chance to get out that way, if you ever let us come down.
You come here, yes.
Oh, I definitely will do that. How about this? Chinese food or Italian food? Chinese or Italian?
Probably Italian.
Italian. Are you a wine person? Do you like red wine? Yes. See?
Yes. Wine, red wine.
Oh, see, but Italian food? Come on. Now I know the guy above me has. We've had one or two. I think we've had two. We had two red wines together in our time.
You have to mention the pork shumai though.
Oh,
she has a weakness for pork shumai and dim sum.
Yes, but I do love my Italian fettuccine, and yes.
Oh, yeah, that's my weakness right there. Yeah.
But I do like pork shumai and dim sum. Yes, that's very true. Yeah. Okay,
we'll go for that and some red wine. We'll do that. Yeah, that and red wine. Well, anything red wine for breakfast. I'm good with that. How about this? How about for travel wise, Europe or the Caribbean?
Europe.
Why is that? Europe. Just curious. Why is that?
Caribbean, it's very nice, but they have lots of resorts, and I'm not a all-inclusive resort person. Okay. Actually, after 2 days, I'm bored. I have to move. Now, it's beside Parkinson. I'm a person who likes to travel and live with the culture and experience with this culture. So is Barry. We don't need the fancy 𝘆cie place. We want to live and experience what they do, how they live. So, for example, when we went to Cuba, Havana, we stayed in an Airbnb, an apartment, and I speak Spanish, and I would go you know, I said to Terry, there's no problem. We can go anywhere. I speak and understand Spanish. So,
Yeah.
and living in Havana. Oh, mon Dieu.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
listen, I'm going to tell you something I've never said on, I don't think I've said this on air before. I might have, if I have, but I might have said it only once. I used to do a lot of travel videos, and I used to travel across the Caribbean, Mexico, all these places, and make travel videos for an airline. And people would ask me, where would you go? Where would you go? Where would you go? And they're always trying to figure out. And I always said Havana. I always said Havana, and they go, Havana. I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, 16th century castle across the in the harbor there, cobblestone roads. Everybody is so super friendly and kind. I know, again, there's a lot of political. I understand all the history, everybody, just so you know, I'm very aware of the history. But my point is, the people are just phenomenal. You can walk down the street. You can walk down at 3 a.m. Sit out, have a glass of wine. Safest in the world. You and everyone, just so you know, you want to know why? Because there's no gangs there. There's no drugs and knives and fighting. There's no, you can't have anything there. And they know that tourism is their dollar. Just so you know, it sounds like but I love old Havana especially. Oh my God.
And the music. Do not forget they have music. They go to the Malecon and they have a spot there with music, free music. They dance and
100%. Oh yeah.
Love
Just
it.
You can see why I love this girl, right?
Yeah. Hey, listen.
I'm just listening to you guys. It's great.
Listen. Okay. How about that? Let's think of Havana. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise. I'm an early bird.
That's true.
I like to enjoy my day. So yes, I'm an early bird. Yes, sunrise. Yes, sunrise.
Yes, sunrise. Yes, sunrise. Absolutely. So if you were to speak to somebody right now, have a conversation right now, just about everything and the things that you've experienced, all these kinds of things. And I don't know where you sit on this, and it's not about being famous or anything like that, but I'm just curious, would you speak to these two people, one of these two people right now to talk about Parkinson's and awareness, whatever you want? Would you talk to Michelle Obama or would you talk to Oprah?
Oh, that's it. I love both. Oh, this is hard. For Parkinson and to have a policy change, it would be Obama. However, to have a discussion of anything or whatever, traveling or a book, it would be Oprah.
Right. Hey, listen, you can't go wrong either way, just so you know. I mean, because they're buddies, right? So if you talk to Oprah, they'll say, hey, you should meet my friend JoJo. And here's Michelle. So either way, but I understand what you mean by that. You're absolutely right. Policy, things like that. Michelle would be certainly someone to be talking to, no doubt about that. How about this one? Hope or freedom?
Hope.
You thought about that one?
Hope.
Yeah, why is that?
Hope. It creates a positive energy in me. So therefore, with positive attitude, it gives me freedom. I don't know if it makes sense, but I think I need hope, which triggers a lot of positive emotions, feelings, and it can lead to freedom eventually.
Yeah. No right or wrong answer there, but
but if I relate it to Parkinson's, what I'm going through right now, what I'm experiencing, and everything I see and I do for and all my PD family, hope first, because it just there's a light inside of my soul, and it brings me to freedom. So it would lead towards freedom.
No, it makes
I don't know if
complete
it makes
sense.
any sense.
No, it makes complete sense. No, I heard every word.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It makes a lot of sense. How about this last one here? Finish this sentence for me. Finish this sentence. I love my life because...
And you can't say red wine or chocolate.
I love my life because I know now how to love.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Wow, here too. Wow. Double wow.
Wow. That's makes me speechless. That's rare to get me speechless. Just so you know. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow, that's just taking it in for a second. That's beautiful, as you are. So that is fantastic. I love that answer. And gosh, you left us with something super, super, super powerful there. Oh my goodness, that is super powerful.
Can I add something else?
Of course.
There's a saying on the wall, actually, where in this gym we have all kinds of inspirational quote. There's one that's really appropriate and connecting to the last question you asked me, and that's inhale courage, exhale I forgot, fear, exhale fear. Yeah.
Inhale.
So you inhale
courage.
and you exhale fear.
Love that. Yeah, love that as well. That's a great motto to have up anywhere in life, by the way, let alone at your workout place. That's fantastic. Gosh, I so enjoyed this, and I just knew this was going to be so awesome. I just knew it was going to be so awesome to spend time with you and that guy above me right there. So appreciate him. So you know what? I don't do this very often. But I want to do something for the both of you guys because just your story is fantastic. And again, I've met Terry in the years past, and even though you and I haven't spent a lot of time together, JoJo, we'll change that when the pandemic changes and all that kind of stuff. We'll change that. And there's going to be people like me and others that'll reach out to and support everything you're doing. That's for sure. But I wanted to do something just for the two of you guys because, if anyone knows this journey, it will be the two of you guys. If anyone knows what this journey is going to be all about, no one's going to know it more closely than the both of you. So, because you're a musician, I just happen to be one, just so you know, I'm going to play a song for you guys. I'm going to play a song for you right now. And I just think there's a powerful message in there, and I wanted to send it to you guys. So what I'm going to do, I have to change this microphone out. It just takes a couple seconds. So what I'm going to do, for anyone who hasn't seen it so far, if you're sticking around, everybody, I'm going to put up the walk video, the super walk video, just so that people understand that you're going to be doing that, everybody. So just make sure everyone knows that you can connect with JoJo right here on LinkedIn. Please reach out to her, and she's going to be doing basically something referred to as, let me just make sure if I can find that information here. It's a super walk. We had Alejandro here. I just love that guy. I gotta change my name to that. Yes. Right? I mean, it's so super cool. So here it is here, everybody. It's going to be the Parkinson Super Walk, and you can go to these websites right here. Along the bottom here, parkinson.ca, super walk, and you can go and donate directly to JoJo's donation, I would say, choice. You can choose her and support her directly. Again, reach out to her directly and find out how you can help. Even by the way, and I'll say this, I mean this sincerely. I mean, just reaching out and acknowledging just moves the needle forward. So even if you feel like, I already give to other charities, fantastic, and that's great, good for you. And I mean that sincerely. We pick and choose what's in our lane. This happens to be in her lane right now. So if you can help with that, that's fantastic. If you just reach out and say good luck, That helps too, by the way, everybody, just so you know. So I'm going to play, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this video so everyone can see that. While that's going on, I can secretly get my guitar ready for you guys. So when we come back, I'm going to play to both of you guys a song. Fair enough?
Oh.
So here we go.
Thank you.
Let's play that. Let's play this 𝘂𝗶𝘁 video. Here we go. Let's play the 𝘂𝗶𝗁 video.
Okay.
Please reach out to JoJo about this as well. Here we go. And when we come back, a little music for you. That's what we're going to do.
So why should you support the 𝘂𝗶𝗁?
Because it gives you a sense of community.
There is safety in numbers.
It's a humbling experience.
Everyone's excited, and they bond over the walk.
As I've met a lot of people at the walk that I never knew 8 years ago, and we're still we're friends now.
There is so much joy in knowing that you are not alone, and to also know that you are taking one small step forward to the cure. It's right around the corner.
I want you to know that there's a team of dedicated researchers in Canada studying this disease and hoping one day to find out things that will help us move towards a cure.
If you live almost to 90 years old, and a lot of us in this country will, you have a 1 in 15 chance of getting Parkinson's disease.
I want to see the walk be huge. That's what I want. I want to see the walk make millions. Because that's what it's going to take. Research. And research isn't cheap.
When we are there, we'll be able to look back and say that we helped make that happen.
We need you to help.
I'm joining 𝘂𝗶𝗁.
I am joining 𝘂𝗶𝗁.
I'm joining 𝘂𝗶𝗁.
No matter what, I'm joining 𝘂𝗶𝗁. Won't you help?
No matter what, we can't do this alone. Thank you for your support.
And boom, there we are. There we are. Here's a little song for both of you guys for your journey. I hope you, yeah, this is a very powerful song. So I wanted to play it for you. All right, here we go. I'm going to put up along the bottom here a little bit about what we're doing here right now. How to reach out to you. That's what we'll do. JoJo, let me put that up for everybody right now, just to put along the bottom here. How they can reach you on your LinkedIn. So let's put that along the bottom right there. This is for the both of you, beautiful couple. Good luck for everything in the future. I'm going to be cheering for you. You know that. Here we go. Say that we walk together, baby, come what may. That come the twilight, should we lose our way? If as we're walking, a hand should slip free, I'll wait for you. And should I fall behind, wait for me. We swore we'd travel, darling, side by side, and help each other stay in stride. But each lover steps fall so differently. I'll wait for you, and should I fall behind, wait for me. Now everyone dreams of love that's lasting and true, but you and I know what this world can do. So let's make our steps clear, so that the other may see. I'll wait for you, and should I fall behind, wait for me. There's a beautiful river in the valley ahead. There 'neath the oak's bough, soon we will be wed. Should we lose each other in the shadow of the evening trees, I'll wait for you. And should I fall behind, wait for me. Darling, I will wait for you. And should I fall behind, wait for me. Darling, I will wait for you. And should I fall behind, wait for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Oh, that's beautiful, Peter.
My goodness, you are good.
I hope that resonated with you.
Oh, it did. You touched my soul.
Oh, I just wanted to sing that song because you guys are living it right now. You're living it right now. You know, you got to have two people, and sometimes your steps are out of sync and you just have to wait for each other. And that's how it works. That's how it works.
Thank you,
JoJo.
Peter.
JoJo,
Yes.
you have been just a rock star. I knew it.
Woo.
I knew you were going to be a rock star. I just knew it. And 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵, always good to see you, my fine friend. Always super good to see you guys. I can't tell you how much I'm cheering for you. I hope this resonated with everybody watching. And I saw some of your friends and your family and people tuning in to see you. And along the bottom there, everybody connect to with JoJo through LinkedIn and support where you can, and reach out to Terry. Of course, 𝘂𝗶𝘁𝗵 is also on LinkedIn as well. I'm cheering for you guys, and I so appreciate your time. And I hope, fingers crossed, we'll see each other in person. To have some of that dim sum and red wine,
Green tea, red wine.
Green tea, red wine. Hey, we'll do both. Hey,
Thank you, Peter.
We'll do both. It's so good, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Really super appreciate it, everybody. I always appreciate you tuning in and watching and supporting the people, and I hope the stories resonate with you somehow, some way. In tribute to family, I normally end with a quick little video. I'm going to play a little. When I was down traveling, I know you guys love traveling and so on. I had a great opportunity many times to go to Nova Scotia, which I'm counting the days to go down and see my dad again. And he's down there, and I was down just hanging around Piggy's Cove when I was making little videos of Red TV, and he was listening to me. And I used to walk up to the camera and say, "Hey, I'm here in Piggy's Cove. I'm Peter Clark. You're watching Red TV." And he said jokingly to me, he goes, "Well, I'm Peter Clark," which he is. And I said, "Well, hey, do a video. Let's do a video." So this is my dad. Having a bit of fun. Just as, again, another tribute to family and how important it is on all our journeys. So great to see you guys. And we'll see you guys again. Everyone else, listen, always end with the same thing. Just be kind out there, everybody. Just be kind. We'll see you on the other side. Cheers, everyone.
Right on. Thanks, Peter.
Hi, I'm Peter Clark in beautiful Peggy's Cove, Nova Scotia. You're watching Red TV.
I'm the real Peter Clark. I'm here in Peggy's Cove, and I'm watching Red TV.
Let's go.
That was good.